day. My God, always keep a light in the darkness. My God, my God.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I don't know what brought you here, but I love that for you, I love that for me, and I love that for us. Period. So we're like, oh,
yeah, we said
drinks for the day.
Period. Will there be more duels in future episodes? Y'all gotta be sacked, bro. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we can say that. It's Love Island games. These duels are they make a lot of decisions in this game. So
the duels are like front and center. They're the real like paid actor. You know what I mean? Like
the challenges and the duels are like, those are the games.
I love me a good duel though. Like it's
me too. I'm excited. Cely, if things with Tobyyy wouldn't have gone so wrong, do you think things would have worked out?
Romantically, if we were to just freaking communicate, I think in that moment, 100%. But me and Justine were just talking about this and we're like, I don't know how that would have worked out regardless though, because if power couple were Ray and Imani, and let's say like me and Tobyyy were like perfect and we're communicating, we were doing the damn thing, they were still gonna have to pick someone. And if it was me and y'all, like respectfully, like,
you don't know. You could have done well in that duel. You could have won.
Single-handedly, I would have carried the team for me and y'all. But no, like that would have been shit, you know? So I'm like, it's all according to God's plan.
Yeah.
On this fine Sunday, I raised it up to you. Cause I'm like, God's plan. He said, I gotta throw in a little miscommunication issues here.
Yeah.
Did it hurt less?
You said no.
But yeah. You know, I've never thought of myself as like an emotional person, and watching this back, but it's like watching it back, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm so emotional.
No, to be fair, like emotions are so heightened in there. Like the littlest things make you just lose it. Every day you're fighting for your life mentally, for real. Like, why didn't Cely tell Tobyyy how she felt about him before leaving?
She got a big ego.
You really do.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. But here's my thing. Like, I think I was like really upset by like how things were playing out. I think my ego was bruised a little because I was like, chase me, and he didn't, and like that type of stuff just doesn't happen to girls like me.
Humble yourself.
I'm kidding. But no, that was really the thing. Like I think I was like, my ego was bruised. Clearly we couldn't communicate effectively. I would have been down in the trenches if I was like bawling and been like, but I want you, and then I have to like still stay. Oh, I also really wanted to be like really respectful to the fact that Ayal was still there and like we were vibing. And so I'm like, Toby's leaving, and he's also leaving with Georgia, mind you. And like they were kikied up and like, you know, very much together.
There's just no point.
Yeah.
And also watching it back, respectfully, Tobyyy had like no emotion.
Yeah, I was like,
he was just like, it's okay, Cely, don't cry, Cely.
But yeah, it was just, there was no point at that point. I wanted him to go and rest easy, be with. Rest easy's crazy, don't put that in there. No, no.
Bye, Tobyyy.
Do not put that in there.
Rest easy.
No. Like, be happy with Georgia. Like, I didn't want to just like also still be rattling his brain when he's like out of there. Rest easy is crazy.
Keep it.
I didn't mean it like that though. I meant be easy, stay safe out there.
Okay.
Have a good vagina. I love you.
Did you see the bracelet somebody made?
Oh my God, yeah! That was so cute.
We love you guys. Y'all are so funny. Somebody was like, I love how Justine wasn't fucking with that at the start, and now she's
Look at her now.
Who are you guys rooting for in the battle? In the duel?
Oh, sorry, yeah. I mean, for me, Tobes, like, I love Liberty and Callum a lot, but that was my own personal reason, you know?
Yeah, I was rooting for Georgia and Tobyyy too, because I don't know, I just wanted for you guys to have like more talks, I guess. Callum is like great energy in the house. It would have been hard to see him go.
And Liberty
love
too.
Liberty, so it was hard, but I feel like just for my girl's sake, I was rooting for Tobyyy.
Was that the toughest challenge?
No, because we were sad. You know, we were sad just answering some questions. But I feel like when it came to the coin part, yes. I think that was the hardest.
Strategy, decision making.
Yeah, it wasn't the hardest obviously physically, but yeah, that was the first time I think we were all tested in our own couple. Like me and Jack were like, for the first time in there, we were sat there trying to make a decision for so long. Like they had to come in and be like, okay, you guys have to hurry up. Like,
yeah, they did that with me and Ayal as well. And like you guys have, like with me and Ayal, like we were so new that's what made it even like harder. Cause I feel like at least like if it would have been me and Tobyyy, we kind of like understand each other's like minds of like where we stand. But like with Ayal being newer, like I was getting to know like where his head was at, you know? So it was really hard. It was really tough. Yeah, we had producers come in and be like, chop chop,
hurry up.
Yeah.
How intense was the duel? How hard was it for you guys to watch? Y'all, I was sweating. Like, I feel like y'all, cause I'm just like this the whole time, just like crouched over watching. And I also felt bad because like, there was a point where Georgia got emotional too. Like, cause she's like, I'm trying so hard. Like, it's so sad because everyone's like fighting so hard, and then like
I don't even think that it comes across that way like when you're watching it too. Like I know like we asked Adele because we were sat here watching it with her, and we asked her, we were like, how does this come off to you? Because the way it felt in there like was like 10 times so the intensity.
Sad,
yeah. Like, and obviously like it's cut and it's like made shorter. Like we were stood out there from like day to night, like we watched the sun go down, like just watching them literally fight for their lives,
screaming,
like giving it their all. That moment where like Tobyyy was sprinting, I lost it, bro, because I was like, they're trying so hard, and like respectfully, like I was crying so hard because I was like, I know they're gonna lose. Like that's just what it is. Like that's such an unfair challenge because like it just comes down to like literally like body weight.
Yeah.
And Tobyyy and Georgia were much smaller, so that's why I was just like off riff. I was like crying because I was like, he's going home. And at that point, like I was also battling all the guilt of like I did that to us because of us even being split up in the beginning was because I lost or I fucked up in the slope challenge. So like I just kept thinking like if I would have just pulled it the fuck together during the slope challenge, Tobyyy and I would still be together, and like this wouldn't have been happening to us, and he wouldn't have gone home, you know? So I was dealing with like all that guilt, and yeah, it was a really, really tough fucking watch. Like, do you guys think it was fair to put Tobyyy and Georgia in the ring?
Fair isn't the right word because this game is gonna throw a lot of like twists and turns and like things you're just not expecting, and like it's the name of the game. Like even Curtis and Lisa not losing that challenge and they ended up in the bottom. Like there's a lot of just like, but it's also part of the game where you have to make those connections to make it like harder for people to make that decision to put you in. So it's like, it's very much a social game as well as it is a physical game, you know?
100%.
So
I would even argue like more of like a social game.
Yeah.
Like, it's slightly more important to like be cool with people with it.
Yeah. Brief intermission.
Cause Justine is crying.
Oh, if you guys were power couple, who would you have saved and replaced? Great question. Who would you have done?
I just gotta be honest here.
Yeah, do it.
I would have saved Liberty and Callum. Sorry, Johnny. It's just like, I don't even know. I don't really have like a reason. It's just more so like I would want to save Liberty and Callum.
Yeah. And then who would you have replaced?
Thrown in?
Yeah.
Ah, fucking hell, that's hard. I think I would have asked producers if I could just keep it as is. Cause I think they had
really?
Yeah. Cause I wouldn't have thrown anybody else on the bench in there. I wouldn't have thrown in Tobyyy, not at all. Not you, not Ray. Who else was left?
Kira and Megan.
No, fuck no, I'm not throwing them in. Like, cause the people sat there with me were the people, like my people, you know? Cause I think for me, strategy wise, like if Johnny ever got in power, he'd be like, Cely, you're done. And like, just because like Liberty and Callum were like both a UK group, it just kind of made it.
Yeah.
It would make
Plus,
it. Plus,
I feel like that would have been a very evenly matched.
Yeah, that too. And they
like,
were the most evenly matched.
Yeah.
So at that point, it
would have been an interesting. Like I don't know who would have won that.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me, I probably would have done the same thing that Ray and Imani did, only because when it came down to Johnny, I heavily, and I said this in the episode, felt like we owed Johnny. And so I, like, even if we're not cool or whatever, but like, I'm just that person. If you did something for me, I'm gonna try to return that favor. Like, that's just like game, like, whatever, honor, I guess. Like, so I would have probably taken Johnny out, and then it would have been a hard decision, but I think probably Tobyyy and Georgia, because at this point, like my loyalties are to Cely and Ray and Kira at this point. So yeah, sorry Tobyyy and Georgia. Did Tobyyy ever apologize for what he said about you?
He did. Tobyyy and I chatted afterwards, and he did apologize. He said that he felt bad for saying that. And yeah, everything is all gravy, baby.
Yeah. Was Jack mad at you for not voting strategically? He seemed off. Yeah, this was definitely the first like disagreement. I don't even want to say fight, but this was definitely
friction.
Yeah, this was the first time Jack and I had like a moment where like we were like, he was upset, but I also loved the way he handled it. He was just like, hey, like, let's talk about this. I'm not mad or whatever, but like, you know, there's gonna come a point in this game, da-da-da. So I do like the way he handled that. It was very like mature, and like he didn't make me feel bad, but he just like was expressing how he felt. But yeah, he was upset because he was like, listen, I love Ray for sure, but this is like, if we're playing the game, like it makes sense to put the strongest people. Johnny is strong in here, and Imani and Ray are strong in here, so like that would make the most sense. My loyalties were there, I just couldn't. But yeah, ultimately he understood that, and so he was just like, okay, it makes sense. And he's like, to be fair, like I really, really like Ray, so.
When interviewed, Curtis keeps saying he wanted to couple up with you. What say you?
Bro, everything always happens for a reason. The Love Island gods were Love Island godding, because hindsight, I feel like, yeah, I have way more in common with Jack and way more of just like a connection. So
I want to say it. I want to say it.
What's best for you.
I told you so.
Yeah. Why did no one cheer for Liberty and Callum? Is it because you guys felt bad for Tobyyy?
Yes.
Justine and then Megan was something contagious going around. I think Megan had something like different.
Yeah.
Jack and I's bed was like all the way at the end, and it was really, really cold, like where the air was. Like we got hit with the cold every single night. So every night I would wake up with like a sore throat and just like, and then when we'd ask to turn the air up, everyone on the other side of the room would be like hot.
No!
Yeah, so we just had to like try to keep warm.
Yeah, y'all had the bed right under the AC.
Yeah,
like,
it was bad.
And they had that shit blasting.
Blasting,
yeah.
And y'all know I'd be cold.
And it's freezing in there, and I was on the other side, I think at that point, or at one point, and it would still be freezing. Like,
How did Cely feel about her kiss with baby daddy? I mean Ray. Y'all are wording these so funny, I can't.
Baby daddy
is wild. Not baby daddy Ray.
There's so many people talking about that kiss. Like so many people. Like I've even been getting like so many DMs of people being like, hello, that kiss, like is there something there?
Your kisses, like they really look so good on TV, and I feel like so do Ray's, so that's probably why that one looked really
extra hot. I know I'm a good ass kisser, bro. I know I'm a good ass kisser, so if ever I have an awkward kiss, just know it's not me. It looked, yeah, even when I watched it, I was like, I don't even remember it like feeling like that, like, but watching it back, I was like, what the fuck is this?
I said those two.
I was like, what is this?
No, it looked good.
It was a good kiss. Yeah.
It was a great TV kiss. I enjoyed watching that. I was set. Did Cely know Georgia was in the girls' room when talking about Tobyyy?
I did. I'm so sorry.
What
am I supposed to do? Like, I'm not the type of person that's just gonna be like, oh my god, I did, like, you know, I'm not that type of person. Like, and I didn't mean any disrespect by it. Like, I was just expressing my feelings, like, to my friends, and like Georgia coming in by no means would, like, I don't know, do you guys think I was
your thoughts?
Yeah, like,
plus it's like, if you do want to be just open and let everybody know what page you're on, it's like, yeah, I mean,
yeah. I even asked her the day she came in, I was like, oh, do you like it, y'all? And she was like, well, we've never tried it, but like, and I was like, you should. Like, I like to be able to communicate with girls like that. Like, I love having those chats, and like, I want to lay it all out there. And like, I'm never the type of person to be like, everyone be quiet, like she's in here. Like, nah, I'm gonna keep on saying what I'm saying.
I respect it.
What?
Why did Cely wear a dress to the duel? You looked so good that day. When you came out too, I was like, damn, I didn't know we was doing this today.
I'm so extra, and like for what? Like why?
No, because you knew you had to have chats that day with both the guys, so you were like, I wanna look good, and you did.
It's just like the day I had the chat with Johnny too, I said big ass bow, gloves, I said.
It wasn't a dress though.
Oh yeah, it's a one-piece bathing suit that like comes up, and then it has like a little skirt that like ties around it. Pretty little thing. That shit is so fucking cute. They also have it in white, so.
Are we reading too deep into Toby's connection? It seems so profound.
Yeah, profound is like not the right word. Like I just think like for me personally, I was crying and letting out all the emotion and like basically mourning that because I was thinking back to like all the things I could have done. And I've thought about it a lot because it like is something that was heavy on my mind even like after he left of like, should I have done something? Like, what could I have said, you know? We both wanted to be chased and neither of us was willing to do that.
And I feel like that plays such a big part in it because you and Tobyyy have such similarities. Like your personalities are a little bit similar too. Like even I feel like he like gets your jokes, like you know, his banter with you, the stubbornness that both of y'all have. I think there was definitely. I think
we both have avoidant attachment styles, and that was such a crazy thing to watch back, like seeing it in action, like two very avoidant human beings who like each other but can't fucking communicate their needs, you know?
Is Calvin joining Love Island Games? His comment on your post made it seem like
Callum, take a seat, Callum. Or sorry, not Callum, Calvin. Calvin.
Calvin will not be on this season. They already announced the cast.
Not even in the comments, like, just you wait. I'm like, what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? Who did you and Jack give your coins to, and who did Cely and Ayal? We also had a very difficult time discussing it because he felt like he needed to like back his UK people, which the only UK couple in there was Liberty and Callum. When like I think we all went into it thinking, okay, consensus across the board is no offense, like we're gonna have to put it in Liberty and Callum because we were kind of going also based off of who had romantic relationships in there, and because they were really like the only friendship couple, it just kind of made sense. And it wasn't that we didn't like them or we didn't love them or we didn't want them to stay. It was just kind of like, fuck, like this is what it is. Everybody else still needs time to figure out their romantic connections. Yeah. But Ayal really like said no.
What did Ayal want?
He wanted to save them. Like he didn't want to put any coins in theirs. So
who did he want?
Johnny's and Jess and Ray and Imani. And that's where we struggled too, because I was like, nah, because Ray and Imani have my back in here. And he was like, we're gonna have to come to some agreement. Because I had people, the only people that we walked in and we were like covering right off the jump was you guys, was you and Jack. Like we said, we're not even gonna, this is like, let's pretend this hole is not here, right? And then for me, I was like, well, I have another one though. And mine was Tobyyy and Georgia. I was like, I don't want to put any in there. He finally agreed to that too because him and Georgia are really close friends as well. So that kind of like worked out in our favor. So those two were covered. And then at that point, we kind of like split them like tiny bits everywhere. And we did put the majority of ours in Johnny's just because.
Like it was hard for us too. Like we said before, this was the first time Jack and I being from like different countries and supporting different people, having different alliances, like really was like tested at this point. I obviously wanted to like not put coins in any of my USA people, not a single one. And he sat there and was like, Justine, you have too many people. Yeah. You're pretending too many people. You have to make a decision. And I was like, okay, we're gonna have to compromise. So me and Jack had the second most amount of coins. So I mean, it would make sense for us to put all of our coins in one to ensure that that person goes in. But the way we just could not agree on a single couple. So ultimately we ended up splitting the coins half and half, and then he got to choose and then I got to choose. He really was like, we should do Johnny and Jess and Ray and Imani, these are the strongest. And I said, that's all USA, I refuse. And so then I really wanted Tobyyy and Georgia, and he said absolutely not. So then I said, all right, well then you have to compromise and let me put it in Callum and Liberty's. And then he was like, he was so torn up about it. He's like, Callum's my boy, da-da-da. I was like, okay, well, it's one of those two, you have to choose. And he was like, okay. And then for me, he was like, okay, then you have to choose between Ray and Imani and Johnny and Jess. And so then I said, okay, we can't do Ray and Imani. So that's how we split our coins. Yeah, so somebody said, did you guys find out who put coins where? So no, everything was kept anonymous. So we just had to figure it out for ourselves. I was so scared because like, Jack was like, Justine, you know Johnny's figured out that it was us. And I was like, what? But they had so many coins. There were other people. Like, he was like, no, he's done the math. And he was right. Johnny had like figured out that it was us. And the whole time I'm in there just avoiding Johnny, like trying to move like, hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. I see you made it out. I'm so proud. What were Jack and Justine doing in bed? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that scene looked crazy, but no, we were talking under the covers because I swear.
I know. It just sounds so funny. So
we had a lot to like talk about, And that was just the only way we could secretly like have those conversations about like strategy or thought process and stuff. So, you know, and he was like trying to tell me, he's like, I'm not mad at you, I'm not mad, like, you know, Jack really wanted to win something. He wanted a power couple, so that's why I was like, I'm so sorry.
How did you and Jack feel about second place? Were you happy you were not targeted?
See, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, as much as everyone wants a power couple, it always comes with these responsibilities that puts blood on your hands. So that's also what I was trying to explain to Jack. I was like, people are for sure gonna target me and Jack, Ray and Imani, and Justin and Johnny. I was like, for sure people are gonna come for us. And I was like, but I know Ray's gonna protect me and I'm gonna protect him. So if we can ensure that at least we're not putting coins in each other's, like, we're fine.
Yeah.
I'm glad just being safe. I'm happy just being safe right now.
Why do you think I've been fourth the whole time?
You were doing it on purpose.
It was my strategy.
You
to
knew.
just fly under the radar. What did I do? I flew under the radar.
Under the radar.
Nobody's looking at me.
Yeah.
They're just looking at my cute makeup and my cute outfits.
Girl.
They're like, Cely, she's harmless. Look at her.
Look at her. Like, how do you feel about all the J&J fans? Twitter goes hard for you and Cely. She had us tearing. Aww.
I really love you guys.
We love you guys. So the way y'all have our backs.
Meet and greet.
Let us know.
Let us know how y'all want this. Like, because we really do love you guys a lot. Like,
the way y'all like troll with us and like,
Yeah.
like you guys banter with us just the way we do with each other. So
Yeah.
like, it's so funny. Like the support be wild.
it really is. We're so blessed.
Yeah.
Justine, do you think if you would have listened to Jack, y'all would have been power couple?
Yes, of course. I still stick by what we did. Like, that wouldn't have been the move. Like, being the ones to make that decision, and like, I think everything happened perfectly. Cely, are you still celibate? Are you still celibate, Cely?
When Tobyyy said that, when he was like, oh, Cely, it's short for celibate, I literally, that was probably one of my favorite things that Tobyyy has ever said to me. Like, I thought that was so funny. But yes, I am still celibate. I made it to the year. I'm really happy.
Yeah!
At this point, I'm a virgin again. The past 25 people I've slept with do not count. Like
25?
Yeah, girl, you know she up
You
there.
really
You're welcome. Stay super freaky.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I can't believe they aired mine. You said, here's mine.
Dude, I'm an open book. I don't
You
give
really
a fuck.
are, yeah.
But I'm a virgin now, so
Yeah.
they
If
know.
y'all see us posting an unprovoked party, just know.
Just know.
Cely lost her virginity.
The virgin has been deflowered. How hard was it dealing with guilt of turning on people you're close with as the show continues?
Right now, obviously, like, so many of us are like working together. We have so many friends, but like, there can only be one. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna start to dwindle, and so things, you know, it obviously it gets hard. I feel like this was my biggest thing coming out of this show is like, obviously I've done like the challenge and stuff, but I go into it not really like knowing people. Like, you've heard of people, you know, you've watched the show, so you have favorites. But it's like, at the end of the day, they're not really like your closest friends. This made it so difficult because you're literally playing with your closest friends, and everybody wants the same thing. Everyone wants the same outcome. So it's like, I came off this and I was like, yeah.
Can't do games with friends anymore.
No.
Yeah.
It's silly, but like, also, this is what I love about us too, is that like, Cely and I have that same personality though, where like, we don't take things like all that serious, you know?
Yeah, like I could be sat here like, why would you send Tobyyy home and keep Johnny? Like, but I don't, like, I understand that like we're playing a game and you do have to return that favor. Like, I'm not gonna be sat here like mad at you for that. Like,
is there beef between Ray and Tobyyy?
where does that even come from?
Maybe because Ray voted Tobyyy.
Oh,
So, speaking of, like, I guess they didn't obviously show a lot of the conversation that happened between Ray and Imani, like, making their decision. And we didn't know at the time too, and it's funny because me and Ray were like very, very close in there, and all day he was like trying to like talk to me. He was trying to be like, hey, but like, not that he was gonna tell me anything, but he like, I remember twice he'd be like, Jay, I need to talk to you, and I'm like, what, Ray? Like, but then every time we'd sit and talk, they'd be like, oh, it's lunchtime. Now that I think of it, there was a point where we were sat on the day beds and he was like, how do you feel about Tobyyy and Georgia? And I was like, I don't know, they're cool. I was like, they're cool people, I guess. And he was like, oh, okay. And that's all he said. And I was like, okay, that was weird. And then in the duel, when we found out that they had a power, I was like, so that's why I shook. But anyway, so at the time, like, we were all very like close, like working together. But I actually afterwards found out that it was between
me and AL going in and Tobyyy and Georgia, and apparently like it was like a huge debate of who was gonna go in, and down to the very last fucking second.
Yeah. I don't know, so many people were being considered too, and then but that was a hard decision.
I'm just happy it wasn't me.
We're just happy.
Yeah. Jay, what is your love language? It looks like you like physical touch.
Yeah. I said, how can you tell? My love languages are physical touch and quality time. I love me some quality time. Like, I could just be sat with you and I'll be happy. But yeah, I'm always like, I love to just like, you know.
I'm definitely acts of service and gift giving.
Really?
Well, I think I show how much I love people by gift giving.
Oh, okay.
I like acts of service and quality time as well.
Yeah.
But like for like acts of service and like gift giving, like it doesn't have to be like a crazy gift. It could be like a rock that you see on the side of the road and it like shaped like a heart.
You do
like,
romanticize everything. I think gift giving is my least favorite to give and receive. I
Really?
hate it.
Really?
Yeah, it makes me like uncomfortable. Random, but how do the girls deal with their cycle while being in the villa?
This is a fun one for me.
Interesting for Cely Bird.
Yeah, because I think I've spoken like briefly about this before, but the first time I did Love Island, I did not get my period. Like mind you, the first time we did it, we had quarantine, we had like, and then like 7 weeks in the villa. We were there for like a total of like what, like 2.5 months in Vegas. Didn't get my period for a full 3 months. I think it's like the stress my body was like going through of just like not knowing what was gonna happen, how long I was gonna be in there. Oh yeah, I also can't poop.
She can't poop when we're on Love Island both times.
Yeah.
Like, remember last season, everybody knew this about her too. Everyone knew that
Everyone in the villa.
She hadn't pooped for like 3 weeks at this point. So every time she would go to the bathroom, we'd all be like, good luck, Cely.
Yeah, it like cheer me on.
Yeah.
Poop girl. Yeah, that's you. She can always go 1, she can never go 2. Time of my life I've ever not gotten my period was both times I was on Love Island. Crazy, yeah.
Let me say, where were all the Jack and Justine scenes? I feel like it's like hard to fit everybody's like storylines and what's happening with everyone in every single episode. And I feel like because this was more about the duel, Ray and Imani winning, the decision they had to make, Tobyyy, Cely and Tobyyy, like.
And there's just no drama for y'all.
Yeah, we were just kind of like.
No beef, no drama for real.
Yeah, we were just sad.
Mom and dad.
Right. Plus, not right. Plus, I was sick. Remember, I was sick for the Snog Mary Pie, and then that scene where you were like, oh, for example, Justine and Jack, and they like panned to us in the bedroom. I was like laid in bed like all day, so like Jack had to just come.
Yeah, it was cute the way Jack was like when you were down bad, like he was just like with you the whole time. You know what I mean? Like it was really cutie. Mom and dad at the villa in it.
Wow, that was so good.
I'm a UK baddie ting. Okay.
Wow. How was Jack feeling when Tobyyy went home? I don't know. So I think when it came to Jack, he just was gonna support whoever Cely was with. Honestly, at the end of the day,
I think he knew his role. You know, like I think you're right. I don't think it was that. I think it was just like whoever I was leaning towards, like he was gonna be leaning towards as well. Like
but he was so distraught to see Tobyyy and AL in there, which is also why I think he wanted power couple so bad, because he was like, this is my chance to protect my UK people. Like when I sat in that coin room and said Tobyyy and Georgia, he was like, why? That makes no sense. Absolutely not. Georgia just got here. Like Tobyyy is a friend of mine. Like he was so sad. So yeah, he was definitely sad to see them in there and sad to see them go. But yeah, who did you prefer for Cely, Tobyyy or AL? This is so tough because like to see Cely's emotions, which I never see Cely like this. To see how she was feeling, I was like, damn, I feel like I would want Tobyyy with you, but AL was putting in energy. They have this like, he meditates, she meditates. They're both like very like spiritual people. So, and he's like fine. So it was hard. I would have said AL probably because I didn't like that Tobyyy wasn't giving her what she needed and like wasn't putting in energy, and it was like obviously visibly upset, my good sis. So I was like, step up, Tobyyy, my God. And last question, what happened with Maya Jama? Why did she disappear?
girl, she booked and busy. Okay.
As she should.
As she should.
But I think there's also like, I think they also wanted to have Mora and like Ariana, like, you know,
do their little cameos. Yeah, 100%.
But Maya will be back, so she's not like gone forever.
I asked our girl, okay.
That's our girl.
She decided, I think she was like in Italy, right? Doing like a little job or
I
something.
think
She
so.
posted on her story the other day.
Anyways, we love you guys. Thank you for still staying tuned in. We appreciate y'all.
Stay super freaky. Have a good vagina.
I love you.
It's the queen for me. Hey, Justine Ndiba.
Poop girl, poop,
Poop
girl.
girl.
Yeah, that's you. She can always go one. She can never go two.